Hi, everyone. You're never too old to start something new. Hi, my name is Jason Romero. I'm a web designer here in Southern California. And for the last 13 years, I've been a school psychologist. And the last three-ish years, I've been a web designer here in Southern California. And it's been a great journey. And in my mid 30s, I actually started in this new design realm for me, and it has been quite an adventure. And for me, I'm accustomed to the school psychology lifestyle and everything that comes with it. So, design in my mid 30s was a huge just challenge for me because it was completely different than what I was used to. And the reason why I started, pivoting into a different space is because Southern California, it's expensive. My wife and I, we have a family, we have kids, and so things just cost. And even though school psychology has been a great way to take care of the family, we definitely want to go above and beyond and make sure that we're leaving an inheritance to our children's children. And so, in order to do that, I have to hustle up and make sure that I'm caring for the family. My wife's a stay-at-home mom, and I get to go to work and bring home, finances so that we can take care of our little ones and also build a legacy and leave something for our children's children. And so that's why, I started to go into this design space, and it's been a great opportunity, and it's been a lot of work. So I did notice that when I started my design journey, there were some obstacles. I was in my mid 30s, so you know l- time definitely was difficult to find, to make sure that I learned, also spent time with my wife and spent time with the kids. So obstacles were definitely evident, and I needed to be present with my wife, needed to be present with the kids, and I needed to be disciplined and make sure that I didn't just waste time because I didn't have much to waste. So I needed to take advantage of every single moment that I had, because um, although it was fun to go into this new space, it definitely was a challenge. So I decided to get organized and start practicing different disciplines. And this is uh, what I did in order to go above and beyond my W-2 and be able to build something for us. And so I just want to share a couple of things that I started to implement so that I can pivot and learn something new, even in mid to late 30s. So here are 5 insights from learning design in my 30s. So uh, first thing that I want to talk about is communicating effectively with my wife. And so, learning to communicate effectively with her was really important for us. There were times I needed to stay up late and, figure out certain things in design, or needed to finish a project that I had. And so we had to communicate, who's taking care of this or that, while the other's doing something else. And so just being effective in our communication was so helpful, because we just needed to move fast. And our kids are still little, so there's a lot that goes to it. Thankfully, I do have the ability to work at night, but there are times when they wake up, and I just hope they don't right now because I'm live with you all. So but it's um, the communication aspect has been very helpful for us. And so we've um, continued to improve in that area, and going through the Bethel Tech Boot Camp definitely helped us to make sure that we were on the same page and moving forward together. So having that effective communication, um, while going through the boot camp, and then also into now, our design agency has definitely helped us and gone a long way when it comes to communicating with her. And that has been, like I said, beneficial. Second thing that I started to implement was learning to say no. And I like many of us, we find great opportunities, in front of us, or adventures or trips or whatever it is. There's times when things come up that we have to say no to, and so in order to be able to pivot into a new space, I had to really say no to certain things that I really enjoyed doing, or opportunities that we had. And so again, I knew it wasn't forever, that we had to say no to certain things, or had to postpone things. I just would always remind us, because I needed to hear it too. But I would, I would tell my wife, and know that it was also for me, that it's not no forever, that it was just a time, that we needed to really protect our time. And now it's different. Obviously, we do say yes and no here and there, and we're able to do some things and not some other things, and that's okay. But that muscle has definitely strengthened, because there are some fun things that we would like to do right now. Unfortunately, we we can't, and we have the ability to say no, and that's just pretty simple, straightforward. But um, yeah, so that was beneficial for us as well, and it helped us through pivoting, and then also, it also helped us when we were getting out of debt. And I talk about that in other videos. But we ended up getting out of $166,000 of non-mortgage debt, and saying no. We just had to be comfortable with that, because in order to get out of that massive amount of debt, it was helpful to learn to say no and postpone. Again, keeping that mentality of it's not no forever. So that is number two. Learn to say no. Number three, use what you have. And so, because at the time that I started to pivot into the design space, we were still in some debt. So we were just trying to do as much as we could to like get out of debt. And um, so we had that mentality of being on a budget and not really spending more than we should. And so I needed to stay within budget, but I used what I had. If you go watch other videos that I made, I'm still using the same iPhone, and uh, the tech gear. If you're able to see it right now, it's not the best, and I have what I need in order to build something. And so I have had that mentality of use what you have. And as creatives, we tend to buy tools and stuff, and it's very, very helpful. I don't get me wrong. At the same time, I think if you're in a similar situation that I was in or in, I had to be mindful and know to say, learn to say no to certain things. So, yeah, I love going to Best Buy and seeing the latest and greatest, and just hanging out and seeing the cameras there. But trust me, I really want to get some gear. And um, as time goes, I'm sure that will happen. But I needed to stay on budget and really um, go at the speed of cash, because that has been very helpful for us. And again, getting out of $166,000 of non-mortgage debt was a obstacle, and getting out of that was intense. It was insane, but that helped us to continue the mindset of living below our means, in order to be able to really build for our future. And so that's been beneficial for us. So the fourth thing that definitely helped me to pivot into a different space in my mid 30s was to define my why. And I think Omar Altakori has, I've heard him say, if your why doesn't make you cry, it's not big enough. And literally, my why makes me cry. And it's not out of this place of, well, he's just too emotional or whatever. No. When I look at the picture of my kids, my wife, I just, it's such a blessing to see. And so for me, I'll do anything for them. And um, I will continue to show up because I know I'm showing up not just for myself, not just for others and serving others, but I'm showing up for my family. And so, for me, my why is my why makes me cry. You know, I would see them and like, man, you know, they're a beautiful family that I have that I'm blessed with, and so I'm so thankful for them, and I'll do anything for them. You know, I'll live for them, I'll die for them. You know, I'll work hard for them, and part of this pivot was to ensure that I'm able to care for them. And so, yeah, it's my why is clear as day. And so I have no problem with waking up early, staying up late, or doing this or that because I know what I'm aiming for, and it's worth it. Like I really don't see it as you know, stressed or like overwhelmed or like, oh my goodness, can't believe I'm doing this. No, it's actually a joy to be able to work hard for my family. So that is something that I'm just so blessed to be able to have. Is just such a beautiful family, and I'm thankful for that. So define your why. Like Omar said, you know, if doesn't make you cry, it's not clear enough. So so define your why, and it's very helpful. And the fifth thing that I would say helped me to pivot in my 30s was to get 1% better every day. Now, every day I'm in either Figma or I'm building something on Webflow, or I'm simply just learning to do email marketing and trying different things to get our business design agency out there. And so I can truly say that when I look back to yesterday, I definitely learned something. You know, I implemented more things, or I was faster at a certain thing. And then when I look back 6 months, or I look back 2 years, like I've grown so much. When I look at designs that are, in Figma, I'm like, man, I'm blown away. I have made progress, and that's so cool to see. Um, my design journey has been humbling. Um, I see these amazing designers. I'm like, oh my goodness, I'll get there one day, but that is incredibly intimidating. At the same time, it's a good challenge for me. So remember, I've been a school psychologist for 13 years now, and so I could do that, in my sleep. And so, but this space is different. Yeah, it's something new, and I'm learning a whole lot. And I say it's new, but I mean it's only been 3 years. I still think I'm relatively new, and but it's been great, man. I It's just been such a great opportunity. So um, humbling, definitely humbling. So um, what I would encourage someone to do is to focus on getting 1% better, and in 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years, you'll look back and see the significant growth. So, question of the day: what is stopping you from starting a new journey in design or another field? Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. If you're watching the replay, please comment replay down below. I'd love to connect with you. If you have any questions, let me know. Hit me up in the comments section. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.